Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the UCCU Center where the Wolverines are hosting the Bengals of Idaho State. I'm Kyle Bruder alongside the one and only Josh Monson. And it's going to be an interesting matchup. Both teams coming off of a win. The Bengals on a 4-game win streak. The Wolverines just snapped a 5-game losing streak by winning on the road against Omaha. So a big-time win for the Wolverines and a big win on the road. They struggled all year last season on the road, did not win a single game away from Orem, Utah, whether it was neutral tournament or just an away game. So Utah Valley is able to come up with a few road wins this year. Josh, what do you think we can expect from this matchup today?
I think this is going to be a pretty up-tempo game. That's also necessary for the Wolverines to come out victorious tonight. They need to get to the free throw line. I think that's been one of the emphases for the UVU women's team this year. Just a quick fact about that. They got to get to the free throw line. UVU's season, they're already at 104 free throws attempted more than Idaho State this year. So getting to the line is crucial for the Wolverines. And also, being able to create turnovers. This Idaho State team turns the ball over a lot, averaging 18.5 a game. UVU, 13.5. Very good this year at taking care of the ball. So creating turnovers and then taking care of the ball when they're on offense. I think those are a couple things to watch out and winning the rebounding battle. Idaho State has the advantage by 4, averaging 40-plus a game. So Wolverines got to come out, win the rebounding battle, create turnovers, and get to the free throw line.
Utah Valley, that rebounding game, as you were talking about, I have to mention I was able to travel up to Weber State on the road, see if we've got the box score for that, because it's just absolutely staggering. So right here against Weber State, the Wolverines gave up. Let's see, where is it? They gave up 20 offensive rebounds against Weber State, and that's rough, to say the least. And it was like a new experience for me. I don't think I've seen a game where a team gets third and fourth chance opportunities on several possessions. It was just mind-blowing. So rebounding is absolutely a huge emphasis. We're going to take a little break for the national anthem before we get started. So stick around on Wolverine Green, and we will be right back with the starting lineups. beautifully sung, the national anthem. Not sure if you at home were able to hear that or not, but either way, we are just about ready to get underway. But first, we're going to go to the starting lineups for the visiting Idaho State Bengals. First, we have a 5'10" redshirt junior guard out of Palmerston, North New Zealand. That is number 10, Freya Newton. We also have a 5'8" junior guard out of Murray's Bay in Auckland, New Zealand. A couple New Zealanders out there. Number 12, Brooke Blair. Also a 6'2" senior forward out of Ontario, Canada. And a transfer from St. Mary's College. That was number 14, Anna Policiccio. And we have a 6'1" redshirt sophomore forward out of Arlington, Washington, number 22, Lindsey Brown. And last but not least, number 25, a 5'10" senior guard out of Chicago, Illinois, Epiphany Woods. And coaching the Bengals in his 8th season is Seton Soboleski. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. Soboleski. And Josh, if you could give us like a key player from Idaho State, who would be the standout player to watch for?
Well, if you want scoring, it's going to be Epiphany Woods. She leads the team right now, averaging 14 a game. But to me, Kyle, all around, it's Anna Policiccio. She leads the team in steals, blocks, field goal percentage, and she's also averaging close to 14 points a game herself. So she's a low post player for this Bengals team that can get down on the block, score, rebound, block shots, play defense. She's an all-around basketball player. So really look for her to get going quick in the game. She's also 7th all-time in shots blocked at Idaho State University.
I think she has 98 blocks in her career, just an absolute force inside. So it's going to be fun to see. And she's not even that tall. She's only 5'10", so it's one of those aggressive players that just, one of those effort players. And starting for the Wolverines, you have at guard, starting at point guard, a 5'3" sophomore out of Richmond, California, Mariah Seals. Alongside her in the backcourt is a 5'9" junior guard out of Hamilton, New Zealand, Georgia Agnew. Also at forward, we've got a 6'1" junior out of Midway, Utah, number 12, Rebecca Mawhinney. And then also getting the nod at start today is a 5'8" guard, a sophomore out of Mount Pleasant, Utah, number 22, Taylor Gordon. And then you can't forget about the big 6'5" senior center out of Boise, Idaho, number 40, Sam Loggins. Loggins had an absolutely stellar performance against Weber State, finished with 19 points. And was incredibly efficient from the floor, especially in the first half. Unfortunately, they were just so far away from that rebounding battle, but that it didn't make too much of a difference. But head coach for the Wolverines in her 21st season is head coach Kathy Nixon, with her associate head coaches Jason Glover, Adam Wardenberg, and Caitlin Sears. The Wolverines in their white jerseys with the green trim hit the floor against the Bengals, who are in black with an orange trim. Sam Loggins there for the tip. And a battle for the tip goes to the Bengals. The Bengals take control first. With the ball is number 12, Blair. Blair over to the right wing to number 25, Woods. Woods jab steps back, pulls up, just inside the three-point line. No good, but the battle for the rebound goes in favor of the Bengals. And another, so third chance here for the Bengals. Not a good start for the Wolverines rebounding-wise.
Wolverines have to find bodies and get some rebounds, as they've already given up 3 in this first possession.
Loggins able to track down that one, so no score still. 30 seconds off the clock. Mawhinney up top, now Taylor Gordon left wing. Back up to Georgia Agnew. Agnew was looking for a screen from Loggins, but she traveled. Looked like Loggins didn't come up quite on time, and Loggins just started moving her feet before putting the ball on the floor. So no score still. And the Wolverines bring out the press. Inbounding on the side is Lindsey Brown. She gets the ball into Blair. Blair picked up by Agnew at the midcourt line. Crossover right to left. Drops Agnew on her tush. And then a floater goes up and no good from Policiccio. So still no score with a minute gone. Georgia Agnew straight on.
Could possibly be a game of defense this afternoon.
Mariah Seals touches the ball for the first time, goes in, scooping left-handed lay-in, and that goes. That's her sweet bread and butter right there.
So good moving to the hoop, especially with that offhand, that left hand.
2-0, the Wolverines lead out on the right wing. And the ball is stripped away by Gordon, knocked out of play. And the Wolverines will get possession back, so solid defense there.
Taylor Gordon last game led the Wolverines with a season high of 5 steals in a game. Great defensive player, gets down, moves her feet, and has active hands.
Agnew handoff to Seals. Now Mawhinney up top, 20 on the shot clock, fakes the 3. Now Seals, right wing. They're looking for Sam. They dump it down. Double team comes. 12 on the shot clock. They find a wide open Agnew. Too strong on the mid-range J, but Loggins tracks down the rebound, and Agnew will set up.
Great ball movement by the Wolverines. Agnew with a good shot.
Agnew attacking the lane, scoop pass into Loggins, but it is knocked out of play by the Bengals, so UVU will get the ball under the basket with 18 on the shot clock. Agnew to inbound. Way up top to Mariah Seals. Seals comes up with that double screen. She decides to pull the trigger from deep. Off the back iron, and it goes behind the backboard. So that will go out of play. And we are still at 2-0. Utah Valley leads, just under 8 to play. And the press coming again from UVU. Blair comes up, attacks into the center, goes right at Loggins, pulls back. And a three-pointer on the way, and good from number 14, Anna Policicio. The Bengals lead 3-2.
It's not too often you see a 6'2" big shoot from outside like that.
Mawhinney tries to answer, unable to connect, and Woods is off and running up the right side. She's got numbers. Steps back, skip pass over to the left side, three-pointer again on the way. No good, in and out by number 10, Newton, and UVU off and running the other direction. Georgia Agnew, right wing, picks up her dribble. Loggins gets one-on-one. Too strong off the back iron, rebounded by number 22, Lindsey Brown. And we're going to have an offensive foul. Looked like Policicio got a little too physical with Mawhinney and tossed her to the ground. So that'll be a turnover on the Bengals. You were talking earlier how the Bengals average about 18 turnovers a game, and they're already up to 3.
Yeah, it hasn't been the most smooth games thus far. Both teams not taking care of the ball, a couple of quick turnovers, travels, ticky-tack fouls, and then also just not shooting the ball very well so far.
Norris finds a lane. Looks like she may have been hit, but she was pointing at her eye. Not sure if maybe her contact lens popped out or something. But the Wolverines retake the lead 4-3. Woods up top. Pass out to Newton. They skip it over to the left side. Policicio back out. Thought about the 3, didn't take it. Woods at the free throw line. Pulls the trigger, and it rattles out, no good. Battle for the board goes to the Wolverines. Just over 6 minutes remain here in the first quarter. Handoff to Taylor Gordon. Pick and pop to Mawhinney. She's got a 3, and it is no good off the back iron. Policicio, looks like there could have been a carry there. Wolverines arguing with the officials, no call. And the ball goes out of play, but will stay.
It looked like it went off her leg.
Will stay with the Bengals. Deja Blanks to check in for her first burn of the game for Taylor Gordon. Also checking in for the Bengals. Back in is Brooke Blair. She'll check in for number 25, Epiphany Woods. Able to inbound the ball into number 21, Ray. Ray, handoff on the right wing to Blair. Right corner, skip pass. Ray gives it up to number 10, Newton. Newton attack, shovel pass taken away, and Carly Norris ends up with it. Georgia Agnew, pick and pop to Mawhinney. Doesn't take the 3. Norris goes one-on-one. Tries to pass it out, and it's deflected. So that'll be a turnover on Utah Valley. Blair right wing. They dump it down to Brown. Brown nowhere to go, finds a cutting Lyman, and we're going to have a foul inside. So first free throws of the game coming for the Bengals. And we're still at 4-3. Not a lot of scoring going on here. Utah Valley, one of their last 6 from the floor. And Idaho State, with those 3 turnovers, have only attempted, looks like they've actually attempted 7 apiece. The only difference is Utah Valley's made 2 and Idaho State made 1 of them.
You know, Kyle, the last 3 times these teams have played on the road, Idaho State has lost the last 3. You know, they have a little bit more to play for in this series, as they actually own the series lead at 6-5 against the Wolverines. When they come here to Orem, Wolverines obviously play much better. On the road, Idaho State's 1-4. UVU at home is 4-1. So it's an interesting matchup to see how everyone will play tonight.
Mariah Seals looks for a screen, crossover, step back. Mawini's gonna pull a deep 3, in and out, no good. Got about everything but net on that attempt. But Mawini having a hard time connecting from deep so far. Blair, step back, pulls up her dribble. There's Blanks to crowd her. Ray, step back, 3-pointer on the way from Ray, and it's off the back iron. Rebound comes in, Gordon skies in and grabs it. Mariah Seals, left wing. Mawini looking for Gordon. Nice pass inside, but better hands by Ray, and she steals it away. Blair pulls up off the front iron just inside the 3-point line, and Rebecca Mawini gathers up her 2nd rebound of the night.
Neither team can buy a basket. A lot of outside perimeter offense for both teams.
Mariah Seals, Deja Blanks, doesn't take it. Back out to Seals. 10 on the shot clock. Seals back out to Mawini. They dump it down to Norris. 6 on the shot clock. Norris attacks, scoop with the right hand. What a move by Carly Norris.
Carly found her way to the basket, worked her way around the rim with the scoop shot up and under her defender, Lyman. She's been a little spark today for the Wolverines.
Gotta love it. Drives left, scoops it in on the right side. Norris comes in. Skip pass out to number 4. That was Jones, no good. Back out to Jones. Jones comes around a screen and looks like she traveled, so that'll be another turnover on the Bengals, their 4th of the game so far. 3:25 to play here in the first quarter, 6-5 Utah Valley leading by 1. Josh, it hasn't been very pretty basketball.
No, it seems like both teams are coming out with energy, but they haven't really found, you know, sometimes in the first few minutes of a basketball game, you're filling each other out, seeing what the other team's going to do. But usually you make a recovery a lot sooner in the game and make those adjustments a lot sooner. Neither team has made those adjustments yet, as it's still 6-5. They've been playing 6.5 minutes. Both teams combined have only made 4 shots out of 19. So 4 for 19 for both teams. And the Wolverines haven't been able to get to the free throw line, which has also been one of their bread and butter plays of this season.
Yeah, the Wolverines, I will admit that they do a lot of their free throw shooting there in the second half, but not even a trip tonight is, you know, I don't want to say alarming, but it's uncharacteristic of the Wolverines to not even go to the free throw line. We've got 1 team foul on both teams, so not a lot of fouling. It's just been sloppy basketball. There's been turnovers. There's been a lot of missed shots, like you said, 4 for 19 between both teams. So sooner or later, those shots are bound to fall. Mawini's had a couple of really, really good looks from 3. If she's able to keep taking those, then, you know, she's bound to get hot because she can light it up from deep.
And see, that's the thing. They've had lots of good shots. Both teams have had great opportunities to score the ball. Great ball movement by both teams. Just haven't been able to knock down those shots. I think those will start to come later on in the game. Each team just has to be, whatever team's going to be the most persistent and stick to what they do as a team, I think will come out with the victory tonight.
So 3:25 left here in the first quarter. And Quinn Huggins has checked in for the Wolverines, getting her first burn. She gets the ball on the right wing. Pass into Loggins. Loggins going to work on the block. Too strong again. Kind of an identical play as to what happened on her first shot. Just a little bit too strong off the glass. Woods attacks and misses, so a pair of missed shots once more. Deja Blanks gets an outlet pass, goes in, attacks, and gets it to go. No foul call, but a nice transition bucket for Deja.
You know, the Wolverines have a couple bench players that just come in and they just fuel the whole team. Deja's one of those types of players.
Out on the perimeter is Policicio, picked up by Loggins. Now Woods. Woods pulls up just inside the three-point line. She cannot connect. Woods struggling from the field, as is just about everybody else. Woods 0 of 4 from the field, who is their leading scorer with about 14 a game. And Idaho State shooting 9% from the field, 1 of 11. Utah Valley 4 of 11. Deja Blanks gets a handoff. Quinn Huggins, left wing. They dump it down to Loggins. Blanks finds a wide open Gordon. She fakes, pulls up mid-range, and it's silky smooth. She is, I don't think I've seen her miss from that spot.
She is so smooth and really is good at reading the defense. She catches it on the wing, burns her defender. She could have passed it, but great defense also by Policicio. She just knocks it down right in front of her.
And it looks like we're going to have another offensive foul here on Policicio, so that's going to be her second personal. But back to Gordon, she is just absolute money from that mid-range shot.
Because that's going to be a big impact in tonight's ball game early on with Policicio having to take a seat.
Utah Valley on a 6-0 run. It's taken them 2 minutes 5 seconds. Should have just said 2 minutes. Let's forget about that one. Georgia Agnew, 12 on the shot clock, steps back, takes a screen from Loggins, goes all the way in, finds a lane, left-handed layup goes for Loggins. They are now on an 8-0 run. 12-5, the Wolverines are finally opening things up offensively, and they're attacking the paint. Still haven't gone to the free throw line, but they're being aggressive, and if you're Utah Valley, you'll take a bucket over a trip to the line any day.
I think that's one of the things that the Wolverines have done really well this year is being able to they get to the line, but what is the basis of that is attacking the rim. And the Wolverines have done that frequently this year. And early on in this game, it's been a perimeter jump shooting ball game. Wolverines have realized that they've kind of morphed down of what they're normally doing, and they're attacking the hoop with Agnew and Deja getting the hoop and Taylor Gorda getting into mid-range game, and that's really propelled them to the 7-point lead early on in the game.
Full court press coming from the Wolverines. 1:43 left here in the first quarter. They get the ball into Blair, and the Wolverines back off. Deja Blanks stays with her. Blair over to center, takes a screen from Policicio. Pass, give and go, that was actually number 22 Brown, not Policicio, but a nice give and go play inside. Gives the Bengals their first bucket in the last 3.5 minutes. Georgia Agnew, left wing, they're looking for Loggins, but Loggins well defended by Brown. Huggins, crossover right to left, nowhere to go. Back out to Taylor Gordon. Loggins is gonna go at him, and Loggins is fouled. Finally, the Wolverines find a trip to the free throw line. Loggins trying to get a couple of points on the board and try and close out this first quarter with a decent lead. 12-7, can't get comfortable at this point. Loggins' first free throw is in and out.
Wolverines as a team shoot at a 70% clip from the charity stripe. And that's not bad considering how much the Wolverines shoot from the free throw line.
Yeah.
I believe going into this game, it's 278 free throw attempts that they've had. So she's going to clip 280.
Loggins, the other one rattles in and out just like the first, so no points from the stripe. And Woods gets the ball. They kick the ball out to Ray. Ray crossover. Ball goes back out to Jones. And looked like the ball, I thought the ball was going to go out of play, but it ended up in the hands of Woods. And another chance to score for the Bengals. 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Ray, pocket pass inside, and the ball is stripped away by Taylor Gordon. That is the second turnover she has forced today.
She's becoming quite the defender. 2 steals already.
Georgia Agnew, pick and pop. Mawini's going to pull the trigger on the way, and good! Mawini for 3.
If you shoot enough of them, you're going to get some to fall.
15-7. 12 seconds remain. 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. Woods backing down Deja Blanks on the left block. Turns around, cannot get it to go, but another offensive rebound there for the Bengals. 1 second left, and they won't be able to get a shot off. I don't think Ray realized how little time there was left. The Wolverines finished the first quarter up 15-7, and the scoring drought continues for Idaho State. It hasn't been necessarily pretty for either team, but UVU now up to 44%, which is respectable as a team, and Woods 0 for 7, and I think that's what's really been hurting them. I mean, they've had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, which is rough, obviously, but I think they've done a really good job at those offensive rebounds. They've had 4 of them so far. They're beating the Wolverines in the rebounding game 12-9. So, if you're Idaho State, what do you do to get back in?
I think you got to continue just to do with what's been working. Crashing the glass, I mean, if you look at it, you shot horrendous from the floor, 2 for 15, 13% from the floor, and yet you're still only down 8 points. I think a lot of that has to deal with them being able to, Wolverines have got some silly turnovers, 2 traveling turnovers, which leads to their 3 turnovers that they have, and then being able to play defense, not sending the Wolverines to the free throw line. They've done the little things that have kept them in this ball game, but being able to finally get something going on offense. I mean, it's a 2-sided game. Defense, they say wins championships. I agree with that, but you still have to be able to put the ball in the bucket. And so continuing to, I think, just to work the ball inside. They've had some great plays where they set the high screen and then roll, and they have the pass down low to the big, and the big just hasn't been able to finish.
Yeah.
Because Taylor Gordon's there snatching up the steals. So.
Yeah, Gordon has been absolutely stellar. Both of those steals have come from Gordon, I believe. Not sure if they gave her credit for the first one or not because she knocked it. She caused the turnover. It went out of bounds and then ended up in the hands of the Wolverines. But Utah Valley, correction, I said 44% from the field. They're actually shooting 50, so that's actually, well above average for a team shooting 50% from the field. So they've made leaps and bounds in the last few minutes, and we are back in action starting the second quarter. Having some audio problems with the PA system, but the Wolverines, and we're going to have an offensive foul on Mariah Seals, and I think no one really knew what was going on. The PA system was being temperamental. And Mariah Steele comes up with a steal. Mawhinney, 4-3, no good this time. Rebounded by Policiccio.
Bengals are going to gamble a little bit playing Policiccio early on in the second quarter, which already has 2.
And Policiccio's fouls have both been offensive. Blair goes into the center. Skip pass out to Brown, or Jones, excuse me. Jones unable to connect. And Utah Valley gathers up the board. 15-7 still, a minute off of the clock here in the second quarter. Agnew attacking the paint. Good defense there by Policiccio. Carly Norris finds a lane to the basket. Too strong with the left hand. And Blair pushes up the left side. Blair gets a trailing Policiccio, and she gets her first bucket of the game. Excuse me, her second. Policiccio up to 5 points now.
That was a great play by the point guard, Blair, being able to create and notice the trailing big man.
Mawhinney gets another look. Too strong this time. Mawhinney struggling, but an offensive board goes all the way out to Mariah Seals. They'll have another crack at it. 8.5 remaining here in the first half, 20 on the shot clock. Georgia Agnew deep out on the left wing, comes over to a double screen, fakes the 3. Norris doing work, has nowhere to go. 10 on the shot clock. Mawhinney out to Taylor Gordon. Nice pass inside to Carly Norris. Gordon and Norris, I think they can read each other's minds or something, because there's been a couple of plays this year where Norris has been found by Gordon cutting inside, and we'll have another offensive foul. This time on number 32, Morch will pick up her first personal.
And it seems like early on this game has been a tell of the role players for the Wolverines. Carly Norris, she's always a spark. Deja Blanks has had some great plays coming off the bench. And then Taylor Gordon, she started, but she's just one of those role players that can do it all for you.
Norris up to 6 points, leading all scorers right now. Georgia Agnew brings the ball up the left side, hand off to Deja Blanks. Another hand off to Seals. Seals finds a lane, goes up with the left, and she is blocked. It looked like she tried to dump it off to Loggins, but many Bengal hands got in the way of it. Blair straight on, free throw line, picks up her dribble, gets the ball back out to Newton. Newton gets the ball poked away, and there's Blair. Blair out to center, picks up the dribble. Policiccio turns and fires. No good, and another offensive rebound for the Bengals. Jones, skip pass out to Blair. Blair step back, pulls up the mid-range baseline J, and that's no good. Mariah Seals tried to find Deja Blanks ahead of the pack, and the ball ended up going out of bounds off of Utah Valley. A nice look, but it looked like Deja Blanks couldn't quite see the ball coming. So that'll be another turnover.
That's back-to-back turnovers for the Wolverines. The Wolverines could really move this into being a double-digit lead. One of the big things that's been a factor in limiting them is the turnovers.
Blair finds a lane to the basket, goes in, no foul call, but she scores. 17-11 now, Utah Valley leads, and Patrice Toston has checked in for the first time for Utah Valley. Toston straight on, now Blanks left wing. Blanks out to Seals, they dump it down to Loggins. Loggins double teamed, and Loggins is blocked. Solid defense there by the Bengals. Toston gets a hand on the pass, but the Bengals retain possession. Blair gets the ball tipped, but it ends up in the hands of Lyman. Back out to Blair. Blair passes the ball out to Newton. Newton picks up her dribble. Blair gets it in the left corner, drives in, nowhere to go. Passes the ball to an unsuspecting Lyman, and it just bounces off of her chest out of bounds. So that will be the 9th turnover for the Bengals here in the first half, and Utah Valley not far behind with 6.
Yeah, 15 turnovers, not even halfway through the second quarter. Just been a lot of trying to be aggressive, energetic basketball, but sometimes when you play that style, it gets pretty sloppy. And it's still been that way. Wolverines have been able to pull out a little bit better offensively.
Toston finds a lane to the basket, finds a cutting Loggins. Loggins goes up, flips it behind her head, unable to connect, and the ball goes out of bounds off of the Bengals. So a fresh shot clock coming for Utah Valley, 6:04 to play here in the half. Deja Blanks finds Toston, back out to Seals by the midcourt line. Seals. Crossover, goes up, right-handed shot, and looking for a foul. Kind of a weird-looking shot, but a turnover, or just a missed shot, if you will. Pass inside, down low into Brown. Brown goes up, and Brown scores, but we're going to have a 3-second call before the basket went. That will be 10 turnovers on the Bengals. Seals walks up across the midcourt line. Out to Toston, straight on. They're looking for Loggins, and looked like it may have been a kick ball, but they just call it out of play. Lyman checking back into the game, as well as number 21, Ray. Ball inbounded to Mariah Seals. 12 on the shot clock. Deja Blanks now has it. Quinn Huggins is checked back in. Skip pass over to Mariah Seals, right wing. She takes a screen from Loggins, finds a lane to the basket. Huggins pulls up for a corner three. It's on the way. No good. Rebounded by number 10, Newton.
Wolverines are on a 3-minute scoring drought of their own, not being able to buy a basket.
A lot of perimeter swinging. Woods now has the ball. Pulls up just outside the free throw line. Still cannot get it to go, but another offensive rebound in the hands of Brown. But we'll have a jump ball as the Wolverines were quick to grab it too. We'll have a media timeout on the floor as the Wolverines still leading 17-11. Not a lot of scoring going on. The Wolverines 0 of their last 5. Idaho State still 19% from the field. We're going to take a quick break as well. We'll be right back on Wolverine Green. Stick around. To inbound is the Bengals. Pass out to the corner, a corner three on the way, off the back iron, and another offensive board for Idaho State. They're now up to 8 offensive boards, but a travel called on Newton, so that'll be 11 turnovers. 4:45 to play here in the first half. Ball inbounded to Seals. Seals walks it up across midcourt. Toston gets the ball, comes around a screen, takes a lane to the hoop, and she is blocked. So UVU will get the ball back, but Policicio got a hand all over that ball.
And what a defensive play by Policicio. Risky play, 2 fouls and going up for the block.
Deja Blanks to inbound, finds Toston. Seals back out by the midcourt line. Deja Blanks finds Huggins. Back out to Seals on the right wing. Seals crossover, steps back, nowhere to go. Deja Blanks crossover, pulls up from the free throw line, and she buries the jumper.
Beautiful move by Deja. Good crossover to create up space and knock down the free throw jump shot.
She's also one of those players that's pretty efficient from that mid-range, her and Taylor Gordon. Blair finds a lane to the hoop, picks up her dribble, pulls back, and the ball is taken away, ends up in the hands of Mariah Seals. Under 4 minutes left here in the first half. Idaho State has turned the ball over 4 times in the last 3 minutes. Seals trying to create some space, finds a lane to the hoop, goes up with the right hand, and it's too strong, in and out. Rebounded by Newton. Ray skip past three-pointer on the way from Blair, and that's no good. Rebounded by Woods. Woods backs down Deja Blanks, goes in, and a jump ball as Deja and Woods both get their hands wrapped around the ball. Possession arrow going to Utah Valley. It seems like almost every offensive possession we see, Idaho State's getting a second chance shot.
Yeah, Wolverines are not finding their person they're guarding or whoever they need to be boxing out in their defensive set. And, you know, they're very active, the Bengals, on offense, and they crash the glass very hard. So it's kind of hard to box out, but you got to find someone. You have to do it.
Yeah, Utah Valley's just fortunate that they haven't been able to connect on those second chance points. They have 0 second chance points.
With 9 offensive rebounds.
Exactly. So those turnovers have been really hurting Idaho State as well. 3:11 left here in the first half. Deja Blanks to inbound under the basket. Blanks just passes it deep out to Georgia Agnew. 15 on the clock, on the shot clock. Agnew pick and pop to Mawhinney. Corner three on the way from Mariah Seals. That rattles in and out, but Mawhinney's there for the offensive board, and she kind of throws it up into the rim, and it is no good. So Utah Valley unable to connect on the second chance. 19-11, under 3 to play, and another offensive foul.
That's going to go against Epiphany. She has had a rough go today. 0 for 8, 3 rebounds. She's their go-to offensive player. I mean, they have 3 players that average above 13 points a game, but none of them have really been able to be much of a factor early on in today's game.
Mariah Seals back out to Mawhinney. Deja Blanks comes around a screen from Mawhinney. Crossover right to left. Nice pass inside to Loggins. Great awareness there from Deja Blanks, and Utah Valley goes up 10. Ray handoff to Woods. Three-pointer on the way, no good from Brown, but another, well, I just said it, another offensive opportunity. They get the ball back out to Newton. Newton straight on. Corner three, no, Blair steps in, pulls up mid-range J, and that goes. Blair gets her second bucket of the game, now 2 of 6 from the field. Utah Valley leads 21-13. Georgia Agnew right corner comes back out. Gets the ball poked out, but Agnew battles for it. We're going to have a jump ball, and this one will go back to the Bengals.
There's only been 12 points scored combined by both teams. Not been a very high-scoring quarter for either teams.
The Wolverines not pressing. A minute and a half left here in the first half. Jones gets the ball to Woods. Woods turns around, picks up her dribble, decides to shoot it off the glass, and she is fouled. So free throws coming for Idaho State. We haven't seen free throws in a while. This will be the second trip, only the third trip, period, to the free throw line for anyone.
And this is a good play for Epiphany. She, is a good scorer for this team. She's had an off day today, and getting yourself to the free throw line can help you establish, seeing the ball go through the basket.
Yes.
Get you back in rhythm.
Absolutely. She's not the one you want at the line if you're Utah Valley, so don't be surprised if she comes out hot in the second half. She now has 1 point off of that free throw. Second one is on the way, and no good. Misses the second, and Carly Norris gobbles up the rebound.
And Norris took a big breather there for a bit. She's been kind of a catalyst in this lead for the Wolverines.
Norris comes up, sets a screen. They dump it back down to her. Deja Blanks fakes the shot, steps in, mid-range on the way, in and out, no good, and the Bengals come up with the board. Newton pushes the ball up, but Mariah Seals dives into the passing lane and snatches it up. Seals goes right at her defender, throws it up off the front iron, but free throws coming for Utah Valley. Sorry, go ahead.
This is just what we talked about with Epiphany getting to the free throw line. Mariah is also someone who's had some struggles offensively throughout the whole season. Getting herself to the free throw line is something that Mariah tries to do, and sometimes she gets a little bit out of control, so the refs aren't going to help you out when you lose control like that. But she missed a free throw, and she's going to get back to the line for her second here.
21-14, Seals with another free throw on the way, and she makes the second. 22-14. Under a minute to play here in the first half. Blair straight on, picked up by Seals, goes over to the right side, spin move, and looked like that could have been a double dribble, but the officials didn't see it. Newton attacking the left side, hesitation dribble, and we're going to have a free throw line J on the way, no good from Brown. And then the ball ends up in the hands of Woods, no good, but another offensive rebound. Woods finds a lane to the basket, and she is able to score that time.
First field goal of the game for Woods, 1 for 9. Now she has 3 points.
Utah Valley up 22-16, and the Wolverines take a timeout with 27 seconds left. If you're Utah Valley and you're Coach Nixon, just the way that Idaho State has been turning the ball over, Utah Valley really should have a commanding lead over this game, but those second chance rebounds, I know they haven't turned into a lot of points, but it's taken a lot of time off the clock that Utah Valley could have been using to score, and Idaho State has been able to connect on a couple of those. They now have 4 of those second chance points and 12 offensive rebounds. They're on par to have even more offensive boards than Weber State did when they had 20.
Exactly, and they're up plus 10 in the rebounding category. That's something that last year's team, they were able to rebound about 40 a game like this Idaho State team. This year they're averaging 36, so they're struggling getting rebounds this season, and so you can't allow yourself to get yourself in such a hole where you're down plus 10 going into the second half.
10 on the clock. Mariah Seals with the ball. Here comes a double screen crossover. Seals nowhere to go. Three-pointer on the way, though. On the way, no good by Gordon. That was a design play. They were trying to find a lane on the left side of the basket for Mariah Seals, but she just couldn't quite get there. Good defense, interior defense by the Bengals. And that will be the end of the first half. A low-scoring half. Utah Valley up 22-16. And leading the way for Utah Valley is Carly Norris with 6 points. Behind her is Deja Blanks with 4. And then you've got Seals and Mawhinney with 3 points apiece, 2 for Gordon and 2 for Loggins. And then for Idaho State, leading the way for them is 5 points for Paula Ciccio. Right behind her is 4 points for Blair, 3 points for Woods, 2 points for Brown, and 2 points for Lyman. So again, just not a lot of scoring. Hopefully the basketball we see in the second half will be a little bit prettier.
Yeah. And, the Wolverines have got to get back to the basics. Offense today has been horrendous, but it's been on both sides. Uh, if you combine it, 16 for 59 is what we've witnessed tonight. 21% for Idaho State, 33 for UVU. Just hasn't been an offensive performance. It's kind of been teams sped each other up. They play down to control. And I really think that, that's the great thing about a halftime. You can go in,
Yeah.
you can make adjustments, you can fix the things that you haven't been doing so well, and really complement the things that you have done well. The Wolverines have been able to create lots of turnovers, 14 turnovers in just the first half. So look for the Wolverines to come back, gather themselves, get back to what they know best, getting the ball to the rim, creating fouls. And I think we could be in for an interesting second half.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. Again, I'm Kyle Bruderer with Josh Monson on color commentary. So we'll be back here in about 10 minutes for the second half of this matchup between the Wolverines and the Bengals. Stick around on Wolverine Green. All right, Wolverine fans and Bengal fans, we're back for the second half of this matchup of hopefully not super sloppy basketball that we saw in the first half. The Wolverines lead 22-16 over Idaho State. Utah Valley shooting 33% from the field, and Idaho State at 21%. Josh, if you can just kind of give us a little recap of what we saw in the first half and what do you think should change for both teams?
You know, a lot of it was insecurity with the ball. There was a total of 21 turnovers by each team, 14 for Idaho State, 7 for the Wolverines. And not being able to box out for the Wolverines has led to still being up only 6 against this Bengals team. This Bengals team's been resilient, but it's been by crashing the glass with 28 rebounds, so you've used 17.
Mariah Seals finds a look from 3, takes a mid-range J instead, and she buries it. First shot of the second half goes for Mariah Seals. She's now up to 5 points.
It's always a good sign to see Mariah knock down a jump shot.
The Bengals trying to go low. They go to Policiccio. Turns around, and Loggins got her on the arm. Loggins thought she was straight up, but it's one of those 50-50 calls as an official. I can't blame her for calling it. Policiccio's first free throw is no good off the back iron. And that's only Loggins' first personal. Second free throw rattles home, so 24-17, the Wolverines lead. Mawhinney, hand off to Seals. Seals straight on. Agnew, over at the right elbow, crossover right to left. Up and under move, too strong, doesn't even get rimmed, but she manages to come up with the ball, so another opportunity coming for UVU. Georgia Agnew trying to find Loggins. Loggins comes up with it. Seals will take a corner 3, and that is way too strong. Rebounded this time by Woods. Woods up the left side. Woods is going to go right at Loggins. No, she pulls back. And I think we're going to have a foul. Looked like there may have been a deflection, but a foul as well. So another trip to the free throw line for Idaho State. Woods trying to get a few more points on the board. She's at 3, 1 of 10, so a rough shooting night for their top scorer. As that continues, she misses her first free throw.
You know, all around, the first half for the Wolverines, they led a lot of the statistics. 15 or 12 points off turnovers, 5 only for Idaho State, 14 in the paint for UVU as Woods makes a second free throw, and then the bench play has been phenomenal for the Wolverines. So Wolverines have led in a lot of the categories, but yet this resilient Bengals team is still only down 6 points.
Loggins possibly going one-on-one. No, she kicks it back out. Mawhinney, corner 3 on the way from Agnew. No good, but there's Gordon to come up with an offensive board. Maybe it's just this side of the court is where offensive rebounds happen.
Yeah, that's where everyone's been getting the offensive rebounds. Nobody's boxing out on the left side of the floor.
Agnew comes around, Loggins screen. Goes in, and she is blocked and fouled by Policiccio. That's going to be her third personal.
Wolverines now being able to crash the glass, and now they're also getting themselves to the free throw line. Made some halftime adjustments.
Agnew free throw is no good, in and out. So 1 of 5 from the free throw line for Utah Valley. So again, we talked about this earlier. It's not very characteristic of the Wolverines not heading to the line very much. They are ranked 2nd in the country in free throws made and 1st in trips to the free throw line. So they are not putting up those national numbers here today. 25-18. Utah Valley leads. Blair gets across midcourt, picked up by Agnew. Blair gets past her. Lane to the basket, shoots and scores over Rebecca Mawhinney. Suddenly it's a 5-point game. Georgia Agnew hands off to Taylor Gordon, and another handoff to Seals. Seals goes up, left-handed shot, and that rattles home for Mariah Seals.
Mariah's so good at going with her left. She just rolls through the middle of the paint and can throw it up over the defender with that offhand.
She's gone up with her right a couple of times today, and you can tell just by the way she shoots it that it is not her strength. Going up at the right, it seems like she goes up with both hands and just kind of lets go of the ball instead of shooting it. But Another bucket there from the Bengals makes that a 5-point lead once more. 27-22, 7.5 minutes to play here in the third. Mawhinney on the right wing finds a cutting Norris. Norris goes up, and Norris does not score. Tries to get her own rebound, but Paula Ciccio muscles it out of her hands.
Good look from the Wolverines. Just have some issues down on the block.
Blair on the right wing. Paula Ciccio fading away, ends up with her own rebound off the miss. Three-pointer on the way, and no good from Blair, and Taylor Gordon comes up with the board. Gordon now with 5 rebounds on the night. They dump it down to Norris. Norris goes right at Paula Ciccio, and she fouls Carly Norris, and she cannot believe it. That's going to be 4 fouls on Paula Ciccio.
And, you know, you can go straight up as the defender, but when you start coming down with your hands, you're going to pick up an easy foul every time, and that's what Paula Ciccio did. 4 fouls, she's going to be sitting for a vast majority of the rest of the game.
Norris's free throw is good. The Wolverines, you know what? Carly Norris, she's one of the best players on this team getting to the free throw line. She's not necessarily the best free throw shooter. She made that first one. I'd say she splits the pair more often than not, as she just split that one, missing the second. But getting to the free throw line is something she does very well.
And she's been a spark today. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists.
Ray steps back, gets the ball out to Jones. Jones in the right corner, picks up her dribble. Back out to Ray. They swing the ball around the perimeter. Blair has it on the left wing, steps back. Blair attacking, right-handed scoop. Not strong enough, and an offensive rebound comes back to the Bengals. Ray, right wing, picked up by Gordon, takes a screen. Looks for the shot, they dump it down into the post, and the shot is no good by Lyman, but free throws coming for Lyman. Already a lot more free throw shot in the second half than we saw in the first.
A lot more contest shots by both defenses, not allowing the open shots. There was a lot of open looks in the first half.
Free throw is good by Lyman. 28-23, Utah Valley leads, 6:14 left here in the third. Lyman up to 3 points and 3 rebounds. No field goal attempts, just free throws. Now 4 free throws for her. 4-point lead now for the Wolverines. Mariah Seals up the left side, now to center. Crossover, step back. Seals attacks, goes up with the left hand, and scores in traffic amongst the trees. My goodness.
What a play by Mariah, again with the left. She's just so much more comfortable with that left-hand layup.
Blair, right wing, finds a lane to the basket, but is quickly triple teamed and has nowhere to go. Tries getting it inside, and she does, into Lyman, and Lyman will head to the free throw line again.
And Lyman's having a good game, primarily just from getting herself to the free throw line. 4 points and 3 rebounds. She's 4 for 4 from the line.
Lyman free throw is no good. She misses one. She's now 4 of 5 from the stripe, but she will get another. The Bengals now 7 of 11 from the free throw line. Utah Valley 3 of 8. And the Bengals have yet to turn the ball over here in the second half, while they had 14 in the first. Ball rebounded by the Wolverines. Mariah Seals comes up, takes a screen from Loggins, picks up her dribble, hand off to Huggins. Huggins left wing, takes a deep 3, no good. Loggins gets a hand on it, but Lyman tracks down the rebound. Woods up to the right side, right wing. Woods attacks, kicks out. Number 44, Kokender. I'm trying to remember how to pronounce her name. Kokendorfer?
I believe that's it.
All right. Lyman up at the top of the key, out to Kokendorfer. And a three-pointer on the way, short by Blair. Loggins comes up with the board, but there's Woods to snatch it right out of her hands.
Good heads-up play by Woods.
Kokendorfer, and Huggins gets a hand on the ball, and we're going to have an over and back call, so that'll be the first turnover of the half for the Bengals.
That didn't necessarily look like a back court. It looked like there was some good heads-up defense by
It
Huggins.
looked like Huggins tipped it into the backcourt, so I agree with you there.
You know, something interesting, Kyle, as I was reviewing some of the stats for this game with ISU, they have, you know how you go on games of runs, sometimes you play better in certain quarters even, and Idaho State, they've dubbed their best quarter the third quarter. That's where they have tremendously outscored their opponent, gone on runs themselves throughout the season. That's their best quarter, and you know, thus far they haven't disappointed. They've had a great third quarter coming out, matching the momentum of the Wolverines, taking care of the ball, 2 turnovers. Now they're at 15, but a good job. Hats off to them. Or excuse me, they've only had 1 turnover this half.
Yep.
So doing a great job themselves, getting themselves. I mean, they're still down 6, but they've upped the ante and the energy that they have here to get themselves in this game.
I mean, the rebounding battle is just, I mean, it's the turnovers and the rebounding, and I think those two categories are always stand out whenever, you know, in the win-loss column and everything. But you know, they're winning that battle by 12 rebounds total, 34 to 22 for Utah Valley. So UVU, they may be shooting a better percentage, but they've given Idaho State so many second chance opportunities. They only have 6 second chance points, but still, I mean, if things continue to go the way that they are and Idaho State starts to go on a scoring run, then UVU is in big trouble. They may have a 6-point lead right now, but you know, it's going to be very interesting. Utah Valley needs to go on a run and extend this lead, because I believe Idaho State's going to come up with a run towards the end of the game, and it's going to be closer than they might like.
I mean, I don't know if a team can shoot 23% for a whole game.
Mariah Seals out to Taylor Gordon, 20 on the shot clock, and we're going to have a foul away from the ball, this time on Lyman, as she and Loggins were battling for position.
You know, another thing, Kyle, is each team is shooting terribly from free throw or the three-point line. 1 for 12 and 1 for 13.
Mariah Seals out to Huggins. Huggins pulls the trigger. No good from the corner, but Mariah Seals tracks down the long offensive rebound.
As an offense, you might want to try getting the ball, get more looks inside than outside. 1 for 14 now for the Wolverines from outside.
Gordon dumps it down to Loggins. Loggins with a right-handed scoop, and Loggins able to get a bucket. 4 points now for Loggins to go along with 5 boards. We'll have a timeout on the floor by the Bengals, and Utah Valley leads 32-24. So Loggins, love the aggressive play there. She started to get double teamed, and I love it when she just goes right at him anyways. She has a tendency of getting the ball in the paint, getting double teamed, and then trying to throw the ball away afterwards. So I love that aggressive play from her.
And I really like, you know, early today, Sam's had a lot of rebounds. She has 5 rebounds. We're just passing halfway through the third quarter, and she has 5 rebounds. Keeping herself active, getting boards, is something else that Sam can do for you. Sometimes it's hard for her, being so tall, to really secure those rebounds with so many quick defenders and quick guards always scratching for the ball. But hats off to Sam with those 5 rebounds here halfway through 2.5 quarters.
Speaking of those quick guards scratching for the ball, I'm taking a look at the rebounding, and you got Freya Newton, a 5'10" guard, and she's got 10 boards. She doesn't have any points. She's 0 for 2 from the field, but I'm sure that some of those offensive rebounds go in her way.
Absolutely, play in favor. And that's the tough thing about guarding this ISU Bengals team, is they have so many, they're quick, and they have a lot of guards, but a lot of the time you usually send 1 or 2 guards, not crashing the glass, to kind of get back for transition defense.
Yeah.
This ISU team, they rely on those guards to crash the glass and get so many of those rebounds, and Newton's done a fantastic job of getting, I mean, already 10 rebounds in the ball game.
And they can have multiple players bring the ball out the floor as well, where it seems, you know, Utah Valley, they look strictly for Mariah Seals or Georgia Agnew.
Exactly.
Bring the ball up the floor, and Idaho State, it seems like whoever gets the rebound can just go.
I mean, we've seen Paula Ciccio take the ball up the quarter, or up the court. So very talented team with a lot of players that can play multiple positions.
Newton to inbound. gets the ball into Blair. Blair straight on. 4 minutes left here in the third. They find Woods. Woods straight on, picked up by Deja Blanks. Woods crossover. Second crossover. Blanks putting on the heavy pressure, and that will be another turnover there on Idaho State. Mariah Seals walks up across midcourt. 3:50 to play, 32-24 here in the third quarter. Taylor Gordon pulls up that mid-range J, and it rattles home for her.
Taylor Gordon's mid-range game is on point. Doing a great job knocking down the shots, creating for her own shot as well. That's something else that Taylor does a great job at.
Gordon now with 4 points and 5 rebounds. She's 2 of 3 from the field. Shot no good by Woods, but another offensive board there by Newton. Newton with 11 rebounds, and make that another offensive rebound, this time by Lyman, and Lyman is able to put the ball in the hole after the offensive board. 34-26.
You can only give a team so many opportunities not to score the basket.
Now the Bengals trying to put together a run, not necessarily in a way that you'd like, but if it gets there, then who cares? Deja Blanks does a crossover, goes up off the glass, no good, tries to get her own rebound, but the Bengals come up with it, nearly goes out of play. But Idaho State, one of their last 7 from the field, they're trying to chip away at this lead here. Blair picked up by Seal, straight on, 15 on the shot clock. Woods comes around a curl, kicks the ball back out to Newton, and Newton goes up with a reverse lay-in and gets it to go.
Great job playing the defense, getting to the hoop with the sweet reverse.
Deja Blanks looks a little dazed. She hit the deck, and they're gonna put some subs in, get her out of the game and have her evaluated. Hopefully she's okay. Carly Norris and Georgia Agnew have checked back in for Utah Valley.
With Norris checking back in, it gives you a little bit more versatility. But you'll miss out with Sam's low post presence, though. She's had a great job with a couple of baskets down low on the block.
Loggins gets the ball into Norris. Norris goes one-on-one, and it rattles home for Norris against Policiccio. (36-28), the Wolverines leading by 8. Policiccio right wing, back out to Woods. Woods straight on, skip pass over to the left corner. Now Blair has it left wing. Blair loses the ball. Norris comes up with the steal, and Norris, the former track athlete, beats everyone to the hoop and scores with a right-handed layup.
She has played the best game for the Wolverines today. She's now in double figures, I believe, with 11.
Norris now up to, I think it may be, yes, 11 points now, 5 of 7 with 2 boards. Another skip pass, this time over to Ray, and Ray tried to dump it down to Policiccio. Mawini goes after it and knocks it out of bounds. So 9 on the shot clock. And Blair in that right corner to inbound. Mariah Seals will check out, and Patrice Toston checks back into the game for UVU. They're able to get the ball in. 6 on the shot clock. Ray. Pass out to Newton, and Newton buries a 3-pointer. 5 quick points from Newton to go along with her 11 boards.
Yeah, she's played a pretty complete game for the Bengals, helping them out on multiple ends of the floor.
Mawini straight on, out to Toston. Toston on the left wing, she attacks. Back out to Gordon. Gordon corner 3 on the right side, too strong. Toston tries to go for the rebound, and the officials say that she tipped it out. Under a minute to play here, 38-31 here in the third.
I absolutely love that pass by Toston. Right on the baseline, wide open Taylor Gordon for 3. Just couldn't knock it down, but beautiful pass by Patrice finding the open player.
Press coming from the Wolverines. They're able to get it into Ray. Ray up to Newton. Newton, right wing. Newton gets the ball poked away by Toston. Toston going right at Ray on the left side, and Ray blocks it and tries to keep it inbound. What a defensive play by Ray.
get back on defense. Wolverines looked like they had it was a 1-on-2, and Patrice tried to take it all the way. Maybe not the best decision, but Patrice is really good at getting to the hoop, so I can't blame her for trying.
Georgia Agnew under the basket. Gets the ball into Taylor Gordon. Gordon back to Agnew. Agnew to call a play. Agnew on the right wing, crosses over, goes up, kicks it out to Gordon. She'll have another three on the way, this time no good again. Blair comes up with the rebound, nearly gets it poked away once more. Now Woods, right wing, back out to Blair. 12 seconds left in the third. Blair picks up the dribble, out to Woods. Woods attacking, gets the ball poked away. Policiccio goes up, and too strong, no good. Mawhinney has it, 2 on the clock, and the Wolverines are just going to let it go. Agnew heaves it, but after the buzzer had sounded, 38-31 at the end of 3 quarters.
Idaho State finally getting to gradually increase that field goal percentage. They're still very low, at 26% from the field. Wolverines 36% from the field. Just hasn't been an offensive battle today between either team. It's been a little bit sloppy at times, but you've allowed it to get that way with that first quarter just being a little bit sloppier than the others. Crashing the glass, though, Idaho State already at their season average of 40 rebounds a game.
With another quarter to play.
Yeah, they've crashed the glass better than any team I've seen this season so far that the Wolverines played. Weber State, how many did they get?
I'm not sure the total rebounds. Let me take a look. I got that number for you.
That is easily the biggest statistic that just shines out to me is 15 rebounds for Idaho State above the Wolverines.
Yeah, total rebounds for Weber State in that game, they had 38. And 20 of those were offensive boards.
And they have 17 offensive boards here with 1 quarter left to play.
Yeah,
so
pretty similar. Actually, probably even worse.
Just haven't done a great job, but hats off to the Wolverines defense for being, one of our keys of the game was talking about creating turnovers and limiting their own turnovers. Wolverines have created 18 and 8 themselves, so great job for the Wolverines.
Not a lot of perimeter game here. The majority of these points have really come from inside. Utah Valley 1 of 16 from 3, and Idaho State 2 of 14. So neither team really stroking it from outside. It's been a lot of inside basketball.
And a lot of good looks throughout this game. I mean, the shots that have been shot today have been good shots for the most part. Just both teams have just not been able to get a basket to fall. So we have 1 more quarter left to play, and I just don't know if, you can always hit a hot streak, but neither team has really had a player that's been phenomenally scoring the basket. Carly Norris has came in and done a phenomenal job for the Wolverines.
That bench play has been stellar. There are no starters from either team that are in double figures at this point. Mariah Seals is at 9, so she's knocking on the door, but it's been the scoring has been spread across the stat sheet for both teams as Policiccio doing work in the post gets a bucket to go on the right side of the glass. She's now up to 8 points. Carly Norris gets the ball. Nowhere to go. Decides to shoot it anyways, and looked like there may have been a deflection, but Norris is able to save it before it goes out of bounds. 10 on the shot clock. Georgia Agnew takes a screen. Agnew's going to have to get a shot up, and the ball is stolen away in the corner by Blair. Blair tries to go ahead of the pack up to Woods. She does. Woods can't get a shot. Backs down on Mawhinney, gets the shot up, gets her own rebound, and then Tostin just kind of wrapped her up from behind. So lids on both of these rims. Woods will head to the free throw line again. Woods 1 of 13 from the field. She does have 6 rebounds and 4 points. All of those points, no, 3 of those points, now from the free throw line as she makes her first. So now 5 points for Woods, who averages about 14 a game. Ball on the way and good. She makes both free throws, now up to 6 points. And it is a 3-point game. Utah Valley up 38-35 with 9 minutes left. Mariah Seals thought about the three, picked up by Policicio. Taylor Gordon on the wing, and it looks like we may have a foul away from the ball. The foul is going to be on number 22, Brown. That'll be her second personal. Deja Blanks under the basket to inbound for UVU. Lobs it up over the top to Gordon. Now Mariah Seals to run the offense. Seals gets those horn screens, crossover. Wants to go left again, but has nowhere to go. Stellar defense there by Woods. Deja Blanks straight on, goes over to the right side, hand off to Gordon. 10 on the shot clock. Gordon finds a lane, goes up, and she is blocked.
Great defense by Lyman.
Big block by Lyman. Blair goes right at Mawini, and Mawini blocks Blair this time, but I think Mawini was out of bounds when she tried to tip it back into play.
Looked like a similar play to that Newton block.
Yeah, absolutely. Very similar.
Great heads-up play by Mawini, though, picking up the block. And we got a three-point ball game.
Newton inbound under the basket. She gets the ball into Blair. Blair right wing, they dump it down to Policicio. Woods fakes the three, step back, crossover, pulls up the dribble, skip pass. Back out to Lyman. 12 on the shot clock, she picks up her dribble. Lyman nowhere to go. And we're gonna have a 5-second call. So that will be yet another turnover for Idaho State. That makes 19 for the Bengals today. Lyman will check out, and checking back in is number 22, Brown. 8 minutes left in the game. Still a 3-point lead for the Wolverines. Mariah Seals left wing. Fakes the screen. Decides to take it the second time from Loggins. Seals pulls up mid-range J, way too strong, but there is Taylor Gordon to come up with it. The ball did not hit rim, so only 5 on the shot clock. Mawini's gonna take a long three, that's on the way. Too strong, and another offensive board by Taylor Gordon.
Carly Norris and Taylor Gordon have played phenomenal games for the Wolverines. Those two players alone have carried this team and helped them to this lead that they have right now.
Seals will take a three. She wanted a foul, but it is no good and no foul call. Woods pushes up the right side. They skip it over to Blair in the left corner. Blair pulls back. Finds a cutting Policicio, but they kick it back out to Blair. Blair has it in the left corner again. Step back, Blair will take a three. It's on the way, and good.
Good shot by Blair. She's been one of those also that is averaging over 13 points a game for this Bengal squad.
We're tied up at 38 apiece. Deja Blanks right wing. They dump it down to Loggins. Loggins doing work, kicks the ball out. Taylor Gordon straight on, they swing it around the perimeter. Blanks will pull up for that mid-range J, in and out, no good. And the Bengals have a chance to retake that lead. Policicio goes up and scores on the right block, and the Bengals lead 40-38 with 6.5 to play.
This is the Bengals' first lead since 7 minutes, 44 seconds in the first quarter. Second half been solid for the Bengals.
Mariah Seals on the left wing. Back out to Mawini, they dump it down to Loggins. Loggins, a lot of contact, Loggins scores anyway, it's no foul call. So we're tied up at 40 apiece. Blair over to the left wing. She pulls up a deep two, and Blair coming alive here in the fourth quarter. 42-40 Idaho State. Blair now up to 11 points. Mariah Seals picks up the dribble. Now Deja Blanks has it in the left corner. Blanks drives in, contact, and we're gonna have an offensive foul on Deja Blanks.
Good job of Brown getting to the spot, beating Deja there. Deja, good job of turning the corner, just come to jump stop, kick the ball out. Because there's been a big momentum shift here in the UCCU Center.
You can feel it. You know, Idaho State definitely in control right now. It's only a 2-point game, but Idaho State, it looks like Utah Valley's playing a little bit scared. And Mariah Seals gets a hand on the ball, but she is called for a foul. Still not a lot of team fouls. I don't know if we're going to see any bonus at all in this game. They get the ball into Policiccio, and Blair, kind of a scoop pass in, and that will be a turnover on the Bengals. They had a nice opportunity to try and extend that lead up to 4.
Wolverines now able to catch a break.
Just the decision making has not been as crisp as you would like it to be. That's 20 turnovers now on Idaho State, Utah Valley with 10. Georgia Agnew, Carly Norris now on the left elbow. Huggins pulls the trigger from deep, and that is too strong, rebounded by Woods. Outlet pass in, and it looked like Huggins may have got a block on that. I don't know about that one. May have to see a replay there, but they did call a foul, so we're going to have Policiccio heading to the free throw line.
Looked like a good hustle play by Huggins to get back on defense and contest a much bigger offensive player in Policiccio. Policiccio's gone to the line twice. She's 1 of 2 from the line.
Policiccio stands at 6'2", and Quinn Huggins at 5'11", so she's got a good 3 inches on her there. Again, if you're just tuning in, Idaho State leading 42-40. Just recently retook the lead as they're 3 of their last 3 from the field. And they have increased their shooting percentage up to 31%. While that doesn't sound great, it was in the teens for quite a while.
At one point they had 9% from the field.
And they're shooting 47.5% from the field as a team here in the second half. So the second half has definitely gone in favor of Idaho State, while Utah Valley shooting at 32% from the field for this second half.
And you know, I feel like this Bengal team has grinded this game out. They've survived it, and now it's to a point where they can propel themselves to their own lead and their own play to their own game style. As they have 46 rebounds, as that just continues to climb every time out, every break we talk about the timeout. It's because it's climbing and it's at a rate that is consistent. They're at 46 rebounds now, and UVU is now faltering. They're almost down 20 rebounds. 18 plus is what Idaho State is on the Wolverines. Wolverines have just not been able to be as gritty on the glass as this Idaho State team is. And you know they're a good rebounding team. Any team that can get 40 rebounds a night is a good rebounding squad.
So at the free throw line is number 14, Policiccio. She's got 10 points, 5 boards. She's had 4 personal fouls since the first half. So it's been kind of dangerous having her out there, but she has had a very large impact here in this fourth quarter. She makes the first and the second, so Idaho State now up by 4. Under 5 minutes to play, handoff to Deja Blanks. She comes around a screen, skip pass. Huggins is going to take another 3, and it's good this time. A big, big 3, a much-needed three-pointer, and a travel. Georgia Agnew with a defense forces another turnover, so Utah Valley with an opportunity to retake the lead here as they're down 1. Deja Blanks to inbound under the basket. Back out to Georgia Agnew. That was a quick turnaround, huh?
Yeah, it was. Great heads-up plays by the Wolverines.
Huggins wanted another 3, but couldn't get a good look. Deja Blanks, they dump it down to Norris. Skip pass to Seals. Seals doesn't take it. Huggins does, but Huggins is blocked this time by the outstretched arm of Newton. 4:20 to play. Blair's going to take a 3, and it is no good, short. And the Wolverines get the rebound, a much-needed defensive rebound. Georgia Agnew drives right, goes up, too strong, but Agnew comes up with her own rebound. 4 minutes to play, the Wolverines down 1. Carly Norris gets a lane to the hoop. She goes up.
That was a lot of contact.
There was a lot of contact, but no whistle. Woods goes right at Agnew.
And they're going to count it.
Some continuation there or something, I don't know, but a nice transition layup there for Woods. Woods now up to 8 points.
Refs are going to discuss that a little bit, because that was a very early foul, and they let her play. They are going to count it.
They will count the basket.
That's a great take by Woods, but I haven't seen a play like that finished and counted except in the NBA.
No, I haven't either. But Huggins and Norris will check out, and Rebecca Mawhinney and Sam Loggins back in for the Wolverines.
And the big three for Idaho State now coming alive with Woods, Policiccio, and Blair. Those are their big three, and they've came to play here in the second half.
Second free throw, or excuse me, the only free throw off on the and one is no good. Georgia Agnew comes up the left side, 3:40 to play. Hand off to Deja Blanks. Blanks straight on, Mawhinney. Now down to Loggins. Loggins goes up and scores off the left-handed glass.
Good job of the Wolverines utilizing Loggins here late in the fourth quarter.
Blair does not hand it off, goes up, and she's blocked from behind by Georgia Agnew. Agnew tracks it down, and Utah Valley with a chance to take the lead. 3:10 left. Mawhinney has a look from three. It's on the way, and no good, in and out. Would have been a humongous three for the Wolverines. Woods gets the ball out to Blair. Blair, it looked like there may have been a double dribble. Mawhinney was looking at the official, wondering why they didn't call that, but Blair is fouled heading to the free throw line. 2:55 left here in the game, and a 1-point lead for the Bengals. Blair can extend that to 3.
Blair's having a good game, 11 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Nobody's shot the ball well.
First free throw is no good, so the Wolverines appreciating the miss. Lyman checks back into the game for Idaho State, and at the scorer's table ready to check in is Ray. Second free throw is good. So a 2-point lead now for the Bengals with just under 3 to play. Agnew comes up to the right side. Agnew finds a lane, a wide open lane, and a left-handed layup goes, and we're tied up at 47.
And that play all started by a great solid screen set by Loggins, being able to create for Agnew to get her up to the hoop.
Agnew putting some pressure on, could have been a reach, but no call there. Woods just kind of barrels into the lane, no good, and the second chance goes up. This time for Policiccio, just kind of volleyball sets it in.
Great heads-up play.
Bengals up 2 now, 2:24 left.
And that's going to give Idaho State their 20th offensive rebound of the game.
21st.
With that tip in.
No. Yes, you're right.
Just wait for the stats update.
Doesn't look like they counted it as an offensive rebound, but she definitely tipped it back in.
49, they're on the brink of getting 50 rebounds in a ball game. That's a pretty impressive feat.
Yeah, absolutely. And they did correct that, so it is now 20 offensive rebounds and 50 total.
Policiccio with 14 points. She leads all scorers and also has 6 rebounds. And she played with 4 fouls most of this game, or been in foul trouble most of the game, so good heads-up play by her.
Mawhinney has the ball at the top of the key, finds Loggins, and we're going to have a foul on Brown. That'll be her third personal. That's going to be the third team foul on the Bengals. Agnew gets the inbound pass at the top of the key. Agnew over to the left wing, pick and pop. Mawhinney's going to shoot it. It's on the way, and it goes off the back iron too strong. And the ball is knocked out of play by the Wolverines. So the Bengals in control here with a 2-point lead and 2:04 left. Carly Norris checks into the game for Sam Loggins. Blair gets the inbound. 2 minutes left. Blair crosses midcourt. Georgia Agnew picks her up. Now Policiccio out to Woods. Woods finds a lane to the basket. Skip pass out to Blair. Blair shoots it and makes it.
Big time shot by Blair in the corner. Three-ball starting to come alive.
Three-pointer from Blair. Blair's up to 15 points now. And we'll have a foul on the Bengals, so that's going to be team foul. Not sure if it's 3 or 4. Loggins will check back in for Carly Norris for offensive purposes. Georgia Agnew over to the right wing. Agnew attacking, wants to go for the reverse. She goes up with the left hand and cannot connect. Another rebound there by Policiccio. The Wolverines in trouble here with a minute 15 to play. Blair attacks, no good, and tries to go in, and she fouls Sam Loggins.
Great job of Sam holding on to that ball tight. It looks like it's 14 fouls now for the Bengals.
Kind of a costly foul because they're getting pretty close to a 1-and-1 situation.
Yeah, fouls and free throws could come up pretty huge here in this last minute.
Mariah Seals back in. She's running point, goes up the right side. A minute 5 left. Seals goes over to the left side. Step back, takes a 3. It's on the way. Too short, no good. And the rebound goes to Idaho State. That might do it.
The Woods now has double figures in rebounds with 10.
Blair with the ball, pulls back, and the Wolverines have not fouled yet, so they may not have enough time to try and claw out of this one. Blair finds a lane to the hoop, goes up. Skip pass out to the corner. Three-pointer no good by Newton. And the Wolverines will call a timeout as Loggins comes up with the board. 36 seconds remain, and the Wolverines find themselves down by 5. So a quick 3 is really their only option right now.
Yeah, the Wolverines have kind of played at a consistent pace with their offense. And I think what's really captivated this game has been the tremendous effort consistently throughout this team for the Bengals grinding it out, just wearing the Wolverines down and then hitting a timely jump shot. And this fourth quarter, you know, they've hit 2 threes that have launched them and propelled them to take this lead, and they've obtained it for a majority of this fourth quarter.
The Bengals winning that rebounding game 53 to 34, so plus 19 on the rebounding game. That's been the difference. That's why Idaho State has been able to come back into this game.
I mean, that you've been out rebounded 19 points, or 19 rebounds, and then you've created 21 turnovers.
And Seals is going to have to shoot a 3. She does, and it's in and out, no good. She had a good look. Policiccio brings down another board. And now Blair, right wing. The Wolverines will have to foul. They do with 22.9 left. Now UVU 0 of their last 4 from the field and 2 of their last 10. So they just haven't been able to connect here down the stretch. Blair, free throw is no good. She misses on the first.
Blair, an 82% free throw shooter with 2 rare misses.
She misses both of them, and it will be Wolverine ball. So UVU with another timeout with 22.5 seconds remaining.
Change of events. I mean, the Wolverines have created 21 turnovers. That's one of the key to the games, but also, again, it comes back to that rebound. We've talked about that. 54 rebounds. Giving that up, you're not going to be able to keep yourself in too many games. I mean, the Wolverines have stayed in this game, but we're just surprised. It should be a blowout one way or the other. Wolverines creating 21 turnovers, or this is a weird, unique game.
The 20 offensive rebounds, you know, 15-second chance points is nice, but in reality, it should be like 30-second chance points for Idaho State.
especially with how well the post has played for Idaho State.
Deja Blanks to inbound. Gets the ball into Seals. Seals just going to go out and tried to skip it out to Taylor Gordon, but it ends up a turnover. So this game is all but over. 20 seconds remain. And they get it into Woods, and Woods is fouled quickly by Taylor Gordon with 18, just about 19 seconds remaining.
And Epiphany Woods is 4 of 7 from the free throw line. She's going to get 2 free throw shots here, where she's shooting about 70% for the season. Got to get the ball, knock down some quick shots.
Woods makes the free throw. 9 points for her. If she makes this one, she'll go down with a double-double. She's got 10 boards. And she does. Woods now with 10 points and 10 boards, despite the poor shooting of 2 of 15 for the night. .8 seconds remain, and the Bengals have extended their lead up 54 to 47. And I mean, I don't know how many times we can say it. I mean, there's really no, I mean, everything else in this game, it doesn't really matter, because the Wolverines and ISU, 32% from the field, UVU 21 of 66, and Idaho State 18 of 56.
And I think it's important to have games like this.
Yeah.
The Wolverines have great learning opportunities from here. I mean, our Wolverines are not heavy distance, long distance shooters, and yet we've shot 25 and we're 2 of 25. And one of the things that we've emphasized this season is they've been great in mid-range to around the basket, driving, creating fouls, and getting themselves to the free throw line. And overall, as a team, shooting well from the free throw line.
Yeah, they haven't gotten themselves to the free throw line much. They're 3 of 8 from the free throw line. 23
free throws for Idaho State.
So
a lot of lessons can be learned here today.
Seals, they're able to get the ball. Mawhinney takes a 3. It's on the way, and it is off the front iron, no good. Rebounded by Taylor Gordon. And now Woods coming up, and the Wolverines are going to foul with 6.5 seconds left. Credit to ISU for the way that they battled. It really was a grind for both teams, and ISU stuck it out, came away with a big-time win despite the 21 turnovers. Their rebounding has just been exceptional. That's really what won them the game, is their rebounding.
It was a lot of open looks, and finally it wore the Wolverines down where they could get second chance points, 15.
Free throws are good for Woods. Deja Blanks gets the ball in. Just a few seconds remain. She's going to pull up just inside the free throw line. That is no good. And the buzzer sounds, so that will do it here in Orem, Utah. The Bengals come in and steal a win from the Wolverines, 56 to 47. After a lot of sloppy basketball until the Bengals came to play there in the fourth quarter.
They did, and that's one of those things that this Bengals team is a very resilient team, and they have to be. And one of the things I noticed with them is they only have 2 seniors on their squad. So they're young, and they've got a lot of energy, and they just out-energized the Wolverines this evening. Wolverines didn't have a lot of offense and just really struggled from the field, and they just got out-rebounded. Good positive, though, for the Wolverines is taking away that you were able to create a lot of chaos, create turnovers, and then there's other things you can learn to capitalize on.
Yeah. So we're gonna try and get a post-game interview with head coach Kathy Nixon here in a moment, while the players do their lap around the court. So Utah Valley just there in really the last minutes of the game. They finished 2 of their last 13, and they were 0 of their last 7. So the last 2:45 they didn't score. And during that 2:45, Idaho State did score. A 9-0 run over the last 2:25. So that was the swing right there. You know, Utah Valley was able to claw back in there, but Idaho State turned it on and Utah Valley turned it off.
Leading the way for the Utah Valley Wolverines was Carly Norris, as she had 11. Some great outings from some of the role players for the Wolverines. Taylor Gordon, she only had 4 points, but I loved her tenacity on the boards, 8 rebounds. As I think we're going to get the interview coming over here with Kyle, so I'm going to hand the handset off to Coach Nixon.
Coach, thanks for joining us. Talk about your team's performance today.
Well, I really thought the difference in the game was the rebounding differential. You know, they out-rebounded us by 19, 20 offensive rebounds, and when the ball's not falling like it wasn't for us today,
Yeah.
you just can't let them multiply their possessions like that. You know, I thought we did a good job on the defensive end. You know, our goal was to hold them under 60 points, and we met that goal. But, you know, the basket was kind of small for us tonight, and then we for some reason weren't able to find a way to keep them off the board. So it makes it difficult that combine the two of those things.
You know, you forced them to commit 21 turnovers. So, like you said, defensively, a solid job. What does this team need to do in order to start, you know, losing that rebounding battle by almost 20 rebounds? What do your girls need to do to try and close that gap a little bit more in coming games?
I'm not sure. You know, I mean, it's something that I've tried to emphasize from the very beginning, and rebounding is something I think that you just have to have inside of you and in your heart, and hopefully our girls will find that, because I think if we do, I think we'll be able to be competitive with any team on our schedule from here on out. And if we don't, it'll be difficult for us to beat anybody on our schedule. So hopefully they'll be able to resolve that. As coaches, we'll keep trying to find ways to solve that problem. And I thought we did some good things. You know, when you're not shooting the ball like that, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense. I thought we had some really good possessions in the half court defensively. We executed and I didn't think we had 4 or 5 bad possessions the whole game where we really didn't get very good looks. Like I said, for some reason the rim was tight tonight and shots didn't fall, but we still were in the game until they got away from us on the defensive boards.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good
You
luck on
bet.
Thursday.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody.
All right, so you heard it first from head coach Kathy Nixon. Said ultimately that the rim was a little tight. They just, you know, she pointed out that they were able to get a lot of good looks and they just weren't falling. And so a mix of that and the rebounding is what ultimately resulted in the loss for the Wolverines.
I agree, and like we said, this is an opportunity for the girls to get together, figure out some of the places that they can improve on, make the adjustments, and come out Thursday when they host UC Davis and play a good ball game.
Yep, so that game's going to take place coming up on Thursday at 3 o'clock p.m. here again, so be sure to tune into that if you're unable to make it out. But again, the Wolverines lose at home 47-56 against the Bengals of Idaho State. Thank you for tuning in on Wolverine Green. We'll see you again on Thursday. Have a wonderful evening.